over to Kat.
Hi everyone. So my name is, as Vicky said, Kat Bevan. I'm the project manager for Crest, which is the Centre for Research into Environmental Science and Technology, which is why we stick with Crest. And I just want to quickly talk you through some of the support that we can offer to businesses in the region. And we focus on three key activities. We provide a specialised business support through business model canvas and value proposition. And these are particularly useful for startups, but they're helpful for anyone who has a really good idea and needs advice on how to value it and how to turn it into a commodity. The whole purpose of Crest, the whole reason that it was set up, is to support those who want to innovate and that want to hope to develop new products and services. And this would be the first stage of that process. We also have our business networks, which we have set up in collaboration with local businesses in the area. And these focus on three key areas for the region: water, geospatial and plastics. And they provide an opportunity to network, knowledge share and develop contacts. Continuing on with how we can sort of help you innovate, we have academic experts that can help with your product or service development. They can give further advice, they can help with testing, market research, feasibility studies, or guidance and support with applying to funding. Obviously, all with the aim of helping you to get your product that one step closer to market. We focus on three key areas of expertise, I suppose. As you might expect, the first one is the environment. We can complete resource and waste assessments for your business, looking at this idea of a circular economy to try and reduce waste and ultimately save money. We are in partnership now with the ARLI programme at University of Birmingham, and they have a similar aim. They offer research into alternative raw materials and reuse of waste streams, leading to waste reduction. To give you an example, it is expected that there will be a shortage of aggregates for construction within the next 10 years. And ARLI have supported businesses in researching alternatives to this, such as crushed car windscreens. We also are in partnership with Rees College, and they have the space and the expertise to complete more land-based testing. For example, at the moment, they are completing trials in a plant growth enhancer. They are also looking to do studies into a GPS alternative to fencing to keep farm animals within particular areas. Our second area of expertise is air, water and materials analysis. We have access to two state-of-the-art laboratories and with various equipment, and this allows us to identify contaminants such as toxic heavy metals in water or soil. We're able to analyse materials such as ceramics, minerals, glasses, polymers, metals, to find out what they're made of, to find out their composition. Recently, we supported with identification of unknown items found on an archaeological excavation site, which is quite interesting. That was to support our history colleagues at UCS. We also have equipment that can measure particle size distribution in a given sample, whether that's paints, plastics, and it can as well. It can be a gel, it can be a powder, it can be an emulsion, and that's really useful to judge quality control, and it helps determine manufacturing efficiency and also the final product performance. So again, that's useful in making sure you're getting value for money, and again, you know, making most profit and working efficiently. Finally, we focus on low carbon. We offer support to Low COP, which is another ERDF funded programme, and we can guide you through the application with that. And they assess your business for renewable suitability and help you commercialise any low carbon innovation that you might have. As I said before, we are partnered with University of Birmingham, and we also work with their ETETA programme, which offers research and development for energy technologies, such as thermal materials, energy storage, or distributed energy generation, or fuel cell technologies. So yeah, get in touch if you want to know more about that. That's not my area of expertise. Some benefits that we would hope your business would have from Crest support. I'm not going to read all these out, but we would like to think that our support would help you save time and money, you know, maybe complete the research or the testing into something that you just don't have the time to do because you're focusing on your main business requirements. You know, we can introduce you to buyers and suppliers, support you with bringing products to market, signpost you to funding, promote your business, ultimately with the aim really of increasing your business productivity and increasing Shropshire, Telford and Wrekin's productivity as a whole. Just very quickly, we had the phase 1 of Crest actually ended at the beginning of last year, and some of the feedback that we had, 42% of businesses we supported said they had an increase in their turnover, 22% said that they created jobs after engaging with Crest, around 60% said that we had a positive impact on allowing them to collaborate with businesses and other research institutions, and then 83%, sort of I suppose the key one is that we had a positive impact on their growth and innovation. So I should say this is the first part of Crest. Crest is continuing. We're until 2023, so don't worry. Just going to talk through a couple of case studies just to put into context some of the support we can do. So we are currently supporting a business with utilising biochar. This is a newly formed company last year, and they want to create charcoal from British timber. The creation of charcoal results in two sort of waste products, which are biochar and sawdust. And that was the issue that they had. They had these waste products. So they came to us to see what could be done. There's a potential that sawdust could be pelleted into biochar, and then biochar can be used as an alternative to soil conditioners or fertilizers to improve soil health. At the moment, the marketplace is not that confident in the use of biochar in this way. So they wanted us to sort of be able to prove what biochar can do. So there are currently ongoing trials at Rees Heath to try and demonstrate the impact that using biochar has on horticulture. They're looking into how easy it is to actually pellet sawdust. You know, is it cost effective? What equipment is required? Is it worthwhile the company doing this? And then obviously through working with us, they're getting introductions to buyers, to contacts, all with the aim really of reducing their waste products, but also increasing their revenue streams. Second example is more of a lab-based case study. And this again is something that it's ongoing. It's been put on hold a little bit due to the current situation with COVID. But this was working with the Severn Gorge Trust, and the issue here is that Coalbrookdale is a village where they are based in the rapid response catchment of the Lydbrook, and that has a particularly complex hydrology, which means that the response to extreme weather events is a little bit uncertain, and they're not quite sure which bits will flood, how badly it will flood. So we are working with them. As I said, it is on hold, but we're going to pick it up again hopefully in the summer. So we're supporting work that's already been undertaken, and what we're doing is collecting and analysing multispectral drone imagery and soil moisture data, and then that allows us to investigate whether you can use remote sense data to show vegetation stress and therefore work out groundwater pathways, and that will give the Severn Gorge Trust an improved understanding of groundwater hydrology within the catchment. And that will then be used to inform any natural flood management strategies that they put in place to try and reduce some of the impacts of this flooding. Just to finish off, though, that if you'd like to know more information, that's our website there, and the two emails are Vicky and Pascal, who are our business development officers. as Vicky said earlier, there are links down the side of the platform that takes you to our website. So there's you can find the information there. I'm now going to pass over to Suzanne Johnston from PS Partnerships and Consultancy, who is a business that we supported. And she's just going to briefly talk about what Crest did for them. So hopefully Suzanne will come to the stage. Yep.
Oh, there we go.
Camera off.
Okay. Hello, everyone. As Kat said, I'm Suzanne Johnston from PS Partnerships. And we had some support from Crest at the sort of middle of last year. Next slide, please. So just a bit about PS Partnerships. We launched our business in February last year, which you can imagine was a great time to sort of launch a business. We provide support for businesses that use plastics in their products and packaging. So this is technical, regulatory, or quality management sort of consultancy. And there's 4 main areas that we focus on. So plastic sustainability, because plastics get such a bad press, quite rightly in some cases, at the moment. So we help businesses become sort of more, reduce their environmental impact when they're using plastics. We have polymer solutions, which is really things like material selection, failure analysis. Practical systems, this is our support for sort of regulatory and quality management, so like ISO standards, so we help businesses with 14001, 9001. And then pharmaceutical services, there's an awful lot of plastics that are used in sort of medical device industry, and obviously a lot of medical devices are used during a pandemic, so we provide support for businesses in the medical device sector. Next slide, please. So the reason that we contacted Crest was to help with our plastic sustainability service. So like I said, we support businesses improve the sustainability of their plastic products and packaging particularly, so that they can reduce their environmental impact. Next slide, please. So one of the things that we were looking at is using more recycled materials in plastic products and packaging. So there's a real increase in demand at the moment for more sustainable products. Obviously, plastics is in the press quite a lot, and there's lots of programs about it. There's also a lot of national and European targets about the amount of recycled content that needs to be added to plastic packaging. So there's things like the Plastic Pact, there's the packaging tax, but there's also lots of consumer campaigns about sort of single-use plastics. But there's more to sort of integrating sustainability into your products or into your packaging than simply replacing one plastic material with a recycled version or even an alternative material. And any claims that you make, obviously, they have to be accurate and they can't be misleading. But there's a real issue around including more recycled content in your sort of products, because there's no agreed sort of methodology or standard for actually verifying the percentage of recycled polymer that you've used. And this is a real issue at the moment. So we approached Crest for some support, for some market research, really. We're a small new business, there's only 2 of us in it. So sort of carrying out market research could be quite time consuming, and it wasn't something sort of time that we had. So Crest really helped us on the market research for looking at sort of what current methods are used when people are assessing and declaring their percentages of recycled material. But also, what was the opportunity for a plastics network? Like Kat said, there's in the region, they've organised a water one and a geospatial one, but was there sort of the interest in having a plastics one? But also looking at plastic sustainability, there's a real gap in people's knowledge and sort of skills, and what opportunities were there for providing sort of plastic sustainability skills training. Next slide, please. So there were some real benefits that we had for PS Partnerships. Like I say, we're a small new business. We've been going a year now. There's only 2 of us. But the information that we got back from Jane, it gave us a real clear idea of what currently exists for companies when they're assessing and verifying sort of the percentage of recycled material that they use. And actually, there is no sort of consistent or agreed methodology. A really important part, Jane put us in touch with a director of sustainability strategy at a huge global chemical company. Now, again, although we've worked in the industry for a long time, as a small bit new business, it wasn't necessarily a contact that we would have been able to get ourselves. So we've had discussions with the big chemical company. They gave us lots of information and put us in touch with some other organisations, and it's helped with another project that we're working on, a sort of commercial project. We also started to develop the Plastics Network. So it started off as the Polymer Forum and has now developed into our Plastics Network. And we had our launch event in January, where I think there was about 60 perhaps companies that had registered. And I'll talk a little bit about that in my next slide. Also, we started to develop links with the Polymer Training and Innovation Centre in Telford. Now, they're part of the University of Wolverhampton, and they do a lot of training courses for the plastics industry. Mainly more practical training courses, so how to use machinery, how to use the sort of injection moulding, and that sort of thing. And we're now in discussions with them, and we're launching some new training courses with them. And again, through the support of Crest and making those introductions, we're now sort of running courses at Polymer Training and Innovation Centre with a particular focus on sustainability and plastics. Again, we've made contacts with the University of Birmingham, and the support from Crest has given us a real opportunity to raise our profile to people that we might not necessarily have been able to do sort of quite as quickly. So when you sort of a new small business, you're sort of focusing on setting up the business and getting your website and those sorts of things doing. So the help and the sort of benefits to us has been sort of quite immeasurable in some parts. Next slide, please. So the Plastics Network, so this is a forum for businesses in the plastic supply chain or businesses that have an interest in plastics and sustainability. And it's an opportunity for you to, it's an informal sort of forum. We've used the Remo platform at our launch event, where you can sort of meet other people, sort of communicate and also sort of learn things about sort of sustainability, also new legislation, talk about the skills gaps, because there are quite a few in our industry, and sort of environmental issues. So it's a real opportunity for business networking and knowledge transfer. We do have our next event on the 31st of March, which again, it's about plastic packaging and actually confronting this challenge of how you actually use recycled content in your packaging. So there's a link there if you'd like to register and come along. So it's on the 31st of March, I think at 12 o'clock. Next slide, please. And that's it. So yeah, just to sort of sum up, PS Partnerships, we've had some real benefits from the support that we received from Crest, but also we did have a digital solutions project as well. And both of those have been really helpful for our business, particularly as a new startup. Those are my details if anyone would like to get in touch or connect on LinkedIn to find out more. Thank you.